What's going on, guys? Welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm going to be talking about the Champions League finalists Juventus in my series where I look at whole teams and rate what their ratings will be next season, well, predict. And the first player I'm going to be looking at is Gianluigi Buffon, the old man of the team. He looks like he's going to have another good season for Juventus next year, as he did proceed to have a great season last season, making the Champions League final, obviously. And I'm surprised he did get such a big downgrade. It was pretty stupid. But I put him up from an 82 to an 83, but I haven't actually changed him because that was his January upgrade, and I don't feel like he deserves much more than 83 considering his age and all that stuff. Then in centre back, first of all, we have Giorgio Chiellini. I put him up to an 85 rating. Ooh, he's odd. But yeah, he had another good season last year, playing a lot of games. Didn't manage to make the Champions League final because of injury, but it's still one of his best ever seasons in a Juventus shirt. And to win the treble, well, not the treble, but to win the two and the Champions League final, that says something in itself. Then we have Bonucci, who was a surprise breakout last season. He was absolutely amazing last year, where he played 52 games, 34 in the league, and he scored 4 goals from centre back. But what he's really good at last season was proceeding to take over Barzagli in that centre-back role. And he is an amazing player. I put him up from 79 to an 83 because I believe he's definitely worthy of that. Then at left-back, we have another surprise. It's Patrice Evra. Everyone thought, oh, he's too old. He's never going to do it for Manchester United. But he moved at exactly the right time. Last season, played 30 games, scoring 1 goal. Had a great season again. And obviously played in the Champions League final. He did his fair bit against Messi, to be fair. And I think he played really well. At right back, we have Stefan Lichtsteiner. He's had 1 in 4 on FIFA this year, so that says something. He obviously had that one good game, but he played 41 games this season, scoring 3 goals from right back and right midfield. He had a good season as well. Then we have Sami Khedira. This is a weird one, as he did get dropped out with the Real Madrid side last year. Not really sure why, because he's still a great player, and I don't think it deserved to really be dropped out because he's such a big part of a team to have such a CDM. And he's one of the best at what he does in his role at that CDM spot. I'm surprised they let him go. I would definitely play him in my first team. Any team. He could make it into any team. Maybe not Chelsea or Barca because they've got Busquets and Matic, but he could make it into any other team. He could make it into the Bayern Munich team. He can play that CDM role perfectly. And I'm quite surprised that they've actually let him go. I wouldn't have let him go, but last season he obviously only played 17 games, and so that's why I put him down by 1 overall. At the centre mid spots, first of all, we have Paul Pogba. Last season had a fantastic year. Put him up from an 84 to an 86 rated player. What a great season he had last year, playing 41 games, scoring 10 goals. And some of the goals were absolutely unbelievable. He's just a great player. And you can see next year, if he gets stats like that, he's just going to be absolutely amazing on FIFA, and everyone's going to be using him, and he's going to be so expensive. But in the other centre mid role, we have Marquisio. Yeah, he's pretty much the new Toure Pogba. But anyway, about Marquisio. Last season, played 52 games, got 3 goals. One of his best ever seasons of Juventus. He played that centre mid role really well. His box-to-box kind of attitude is great. He's got good energy in midfield, and he's one of the main players, I feel. He's one of the main players in the squad, I believe. If he wasn't in the squad, I don't think they'd do as well as they did last season, because his energy provides so much for Juventus. At Cam, you'll probably be surprised to hear this, but it's Roberto Pereira, who actually played more minutes than any other player in the Juventus side last year. And you might think, what the hell? But, he's a great player. And he actually was on loan to them last season, and they've actually just signed him up permanently. I put him up from a 77 to an 81 rating. He's a great player. He's got some good stats as well. He could be useful next year. Then we have Morata, the striker, and he's got those deal with it glasses because really. And Alvaro Morata, he's a beast. He's had a great season last year. We all know it. Played 45 games, scored 15 goals. One of the best signings of the season, considering how poor he was doing at Real Madrid. I know he was only a young player, but no one really expected much of him, and then suddenly he's burst off the scene with a fantastic season at Juventus. Then we have Mandzukic. Last season played not many games, scored a couple of goals. I think it's about 13 or 14 goals last season for Atletico Madrid, and it's a pretty average season for 12 goals for Atletico Madrid, I should say, in the league, and then 20 in all competitions. It's pretty average return. 5 goals in Europe, which is pretty good. So I've put him up from an 83 to an 84, and I feel that'd be right for him. Now let's move on to the substitutes, and let's see what ratings I have given them. So, on the substitute bench, first of all, I have Sassarez, put him down from a 79 to a 76. Didn't get many games this season, played about 10 games, which is just not really good enough. Then we have a new signing for Juventus, Zaza. He had a good season last year, broke through in the Serie A ranks as one of the better strikers, scoring over 10 goals last season. He had a good season from striker. Then we have Kendrick Asamoah, the left winger. Played more left back last season, but really, he didn't really play last year. That's why I've put him down from a 79 to a 75, which is down by 4, which is a huge downgrade. And you know, they really take extremes when a player doesn't play many games in a season. So I see him going down to a 75. I hope he goes down to a silver, because if he is a silver, what a silver that would be. I'd use it in every silver team. He'd be so beast. He'd be so strong and pacey, especially. He'll just destroy any silver defenses really. Then we have Dybala, 76 rated striker. He's just moved from Palermo. I'm sure you've all heard of him, considering the team of the season card he had this year and how good his FIFA card was. But last year in the Serie A, he was one of the top goal scorers, just behind Icardi with like 20 goals or something like that, which is really good going from him. Then we have Barzagli. He was 83 rated on FIFA 15. He hasn't played many games last season. As I already mentioned, Bonucci has replaced him in that main centre-back role, partnering up with Giorgio. Oh, fucking hell, I can't say his first name. Chiellini. Giorgio Chiellini, there we go. And you can see there, I have to put him down. I have to put him lower than Bonucci, considering he's second choice. So I've put him to an 81, and then Bonucci at an 82. Then we have Fernando Llorente, the striker from Spain. He's a good player. I really rate him in real life. I really liked it. Like, I've always rated him since he played a game for his old team. I think it was Atletico Bilbao, and he played against Manchester United in the Europa League, and he had such a great performance in that game, and I've always remembered him from that and how good he was in that game. So I always highly rate him, but I'm not really sure how well he's doing now. But he did score 9 goals in the league last year, which isn't too bad considering most of the games he played were from the bench. So I wouldn't say he's done too bad. So I haven't put him down, I haven't put him up. And I've just kept him at that 81 rating. I know he's more than Morata, which is kind of questionable, but it's unsure what kind of rating he would get anyway, because I don't know. You don't really know what EA would do with him not really doing that much, but not doing bad or good. So, you know, it's questionable what he would be, but I don't really know. I can't really tell at the moment. But then we have Arturo Vidal. The only reason why he's on the bench is because on the date of the 22nd of July, I think he's having a medical with Bayern Munich, so I'm not sure whether he's going to join them or not. So I put him in the video anyway, and you never know, he might have joined by now. But please don't rage at me in the comments like, "Oh, he's gone to Bayern Munich. Oh, I'm going to kill you." Yeah, shut up. Then we have Kingsley Coman, the youngster. Last season, yeah, he played a couple of games, scored 1 goal. He's not a bad player, got some good stats. He could be a good silver card next year if he gets it overall like that. That's up by 66 to 71. Then we have Neto, the new signing for Fiorentina to back up Buffon, because they lost Storari, I think his name is. And so now they've got Neto, and he's a good player. I'll put him up from 76 to 79. Then we have Padoin, the right midfielder, put him up by 1. Again, he's had an average season. He has for the last couple of seasons. Then we have Robinho, the goalkeeper. Haven't changed his overall at all. And finally, we have one of the best young centre-backs in the world at the moment, Daniel Rugani, from a 70... I can't remember. It's like 60 odd rated to a 74. So he could be a good player next year, especially on career mode. He could have a high potential. I think this year, since the latest update in July, he's got about an 86, 87 potential, which is great. If you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Put down in the comments below what you think of my ratings, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Peace.